Yeah, 2-0 hype train all the way. Let's see if we can get an early night of Kipweg. Prepare ourselves for tomorrow on day 2's action here in IEM Katowice. The VP here to the CT start. Of course, NIP picked the map, therefore they do not get the choice to side up a flash and smoke for ZTR. And utility on Sanji. Kick out with a defuse and smoke for the VP side. As we play up immediately into the mid defaults, James is going to go down towards connector and try to hold off the mid control, but carefully placed from him, trying to account for 2 different angles against NIP.
Yeah, very heavy lean coming out from VP out towards the B side. Now we can see Buster getting somewhat aggressive from short water. That might give them a little bit of information to actually sort of lean that stack back up towards the A side. You can see how much more passive James is now playing. Spot comes out from a jiggle peek out from long. A little bit of info starts to go the way of the CTs, but the rotates, well, they're finally starting to come through, or not. They're going to keep it the stack at B.
James just backing up towards the dumpster position. Check it out. The Bathroom's control. Had a bit of an angle on long, but he's fallen back behind the boxes, so he won't take possession of that. It's Plopsky. Enter out from the squeaky door. Got one individual can challenge him directly in. Buster smokes down from the T-side player over at Monster. Gonna smoke out Heaven and go for the hit here. Virtus.pro, stack rotation. Already have 4 players here. The 5th man will join the fray as they hunt for the kills. It's Sanji, the draw first blood here in the best of 3. Rez will fall, doubling up against the likes of Plopsky as well. ZTR falls to Yekindar, and Hampus suddenly stands alone as the last player left for the T-side line. 1 on 4 for him. Well out of dodge, well out of position. It looks like this is going away.
It looks like VP's been doing their homework. What a read that is out on the pistol round. They've got 4 players stacked into B. Even with that long contact, they don't even rotate a second player up. And then once they see the util coming through from Heaven, James just goes, yeah, no, it's definitely not a fake at B. It's going to be a B player. I'm just going to rotate and help you out as well. Everyone out to that B bomb site from Virtus.pro. What a read to start off their opponent's map pick of Overpass. What a start for the CIS squad.
Yeah, huge stuff posted up. SMGs and families, of course, coming up here to open things into the second round. There's not much of a buy here for NIP, obviously. No bomb plant. A couple of Deagles will come through here across most of the line of scouting for Norcan. They sees there for Plopsky, but already ZTR is going to be the man to fall the first casualty of the round as VP just press straight forward. And that's part of that CIS aggression we expect to see. Straight up and out, a kill found outside of Monster, and they fall right back to rotate to A.
Jeez, that's just hyper-aggression, and it's coming out so early on. They start to clear out short water control, push through short pipe into Monster, and it's pretty dry too. It's not even that much utility coming through from VP. They find that first engagement onto ZTR. And now even a stack coming through towards the A site. Hampus falling over to James, MP9. More nades starting to come through. NIP just getting picked apart from here.
Plopsky and James trading back and forth. A 3-for-1 trade overall to the favor of VP. Rez could find an angle to work with here into the Bathroom's control. Grabs that scout at least, picked off the dead body of a teammate. Deegan is what continues to face around the corner though, and they're just firing back through that smoke to try and suppress any of the NIP players. Shots will ring out, whiz past the heads of the ninjas, but no such luck when it comes to finding the kills here. 34 seconds and the smoke goes down. Rez backs up, Plopsky making their way to the site, tap through. Not going to connect. Re-smoke down from the T-side line should buy enough cover to get a bomb plant in at least.
Let's try and get that extra little bit of money. It just at least helps out the eco for the following round. Time's incredibly low. They're getting caught on the edge of the smoke. VP here in so many numbers. I don't even know how they can force in the bomb plant now. They're getting caught in their own utility. Plopsky now the last one left. Sanji to provide the trade. And VP to start 2-0 up on the CT side. Do lose a couple of casualties, but when you consider that was a force buy from the T side, I think VP will be very happy with how they were able to control that round.
Very nicely done there. NIP only getting so much out of this one. A little bit of bonus cash for those SMG kills, but it was a force buy round, so there won't be any buy coming in for round 3. Got to take this one on the chin and try and play from there. We do have at least a Deagle in play for 2 players, the P250 on ZTR, but we should just get shut down real effectively with the lack of Kevlar coming through. You have the Nova up on James, and they back towards T-Con control, trying to see if we can drop some players, do some damage, and very cheeky laugh you got there, Tweg. I guess you're excited to see some $800 kills coming in?
I mean, it shows the confidence that Yakinda's on a USP and James on a Nova, right? Like, those 2 players falling in the last round. And, I mean, it's a moneymaker. I will give it that. But let's see what you can find with it. I mean, any more than 1 kill, and I think you pretty much get the reward. That's the first with the headshot. Tries to get a second pick up towards Party. This could be good damage coming in. James gets another one with the Nova. Damn, he's as crisp with the Nova as he is with the AWP.
You should not be allowed to get kills from that long range with a shotgun. Oh, he's getting
done
more.
it again!
Plenty of money for James. 2,700 bucks in the bank. $9,000 of money line here in the post round. 3-0 for Virtus.pro. Get by the AWP and still have plenty of cash left over.
Wow, that was some really nice shooting with the Nova. Don't often see that in play. I mean, sometimes we see the Mag 7 and the auto shotty, but the Nova's a rare beast. I mean, look, we did see the P90 out, what, a little bit earlier on the T side of Overpass for Spirit. SDY was rocking that for at least one round. But I think now we get into the meat of things, Jay. The opening rifle round coming through, AKs across the board on the T side.
Oh, missed smoke from Hampus there. Still managed to switch with the short control, and actually, Buster's not ready for it. I guess they thought they'd be suppressed thanks to no smoke coming through, so caught off guard. 5-on-4 has been gained. Hampus staying alive at 11 HP. Boost will come back from one of the rifles up here. The AWP of James looking onto connector, expecting some sort of T-side contact, and there is a player out there, but flicked towards ZTR is going to be goodly adjusted, and a 4-on-4 is gained.
Jeez. Imagine seeing James hitting a shot like that this early on into a best of 3. That's what you want to see from your main AWP and in-game leader. NIP worked hard to find that opening first pick from Hampus, and now it's just been traded right back. And trying to see if they can get a little bit of bathrooms control. As a player actually pushed up towards Divider, your kid are overextending.
Now Plopsky with the secondary kill of the round here for NIP. VP shut back against the man advantage. One player close towards site, player also rotating in from Dumpster. Jane will get dealt with. Sanji trying to trade, but Rez trades it right back, so it's all left to Kicker. Over at the graffiti position here on the B site, and well, best to save his weapon at this stage. He's got a kit, but a flashbang in, and again, 1v3 for him. He thinks better of it.
It was a decent start in terms of the trade from VP, getting the boost up from the top of default to get that 4-on-4, but almost felt like the A players got caught sleeping a little bit. Yakinda tries to push forward out towards Divider, and as soon as that smoke starts to dissipate, NIP just wide swing. And from there, just the entries continue coming forward for Plopsky. And Kicket's got no option but to hold on to that M4. Now, at least for Jame, right, like that Nova, although it offered the opportunity of getting that AWP forward, it's actually left more money in the reserve for him that really, Sanji could drop over another AWP and James could drop him over an AK, or an M4 if he likes.
Probably a likelihood on the buy right here. What would VP like to do? I mean, they're probably going to have a forced investment here regardless. And yeah, that orb does get passed off towards the likes of James, and he passes that M4 right back off to Buster to pick up.
Sanji, man. Always drops weapons and just gets a UMP. Always. Like, that's always how he is, the supportive role from this team. You feel for him sometimes.
Look, man, it's a very important role to play here, and for VP, it's going to enable the AWP to come out. This CT side will try and fight back against the NIP squad. You can see the boost is already coming through. No nades back from NIP. No HEs in general for this T-side utility setup. Flash their way into the short control, but they're unable to find the pick.
A good start coming through for NIP to at least be able to start off on the right foot when it comes to the opening gun round. And getting that first on the T side. Now looking to try and see if they can establish a little bit of this long contact. Flash comes over the top. Hampus trying to wide swing as well. Yakinda just jiggle peeking, getting a little bit of information with the jump spot. Would have seen that one player from Hampus, but that's all the information he's going to get for the meanwhile.
A minute to the clock. All pin on James. Checking out the bathrooms area. So slow, so careful, so quiet from NIP. Being in a little bit of utility, putting some down in their own right. Only have one smoke for the execution itself. Hey, have peeked in and thrown James aim off. So he misses that shot on the AWP. The second face will not miss on Rez though. And now another CT presses closer here in Sanji. That UMP at close quarters combat could potentially rip apart some players here in the bathrooms, and indeed he does get ZTR. That's a big secondary frag. Nork trying to recover it. They've dropped that bomb as well, so NIP, they're suppressed here.
Yeah, they're running out of options, and even through the smoke, finally Sanji falls. But look at the read already coming out towards the A side. Missed AWP shot. There could be a swing out from default from Kickit, and now it's just down to Plopsky and Nork to really get the things going. They're running out of time. They've got to get these entries immediately.
One trade back from Nork, burning away for Plopsky. 10 seconds, gonna get that bomb to the site. Or backline still connects for James. Secondary kill. And bomb plant can be secured. James can't quite deny it from his position. So Plopsky on for a clutch, but suppressed in from both entries to the site. Buster bursts through, sees his man. Plopsky gets a tag off to try and force this player away. But now the AWP will start peeking in, looking for his kill. Buster goes falling. Plopsky with 2 frags so far. James seen him, scopes up, can't land a shot. Retrace in, sees a pixel angle. And Plopsky will win the fight. 3 kills to his name, and a big clutch for NIP.
Yeah, that's a huge clutch. What a round coming out from NIP. Really well played from Plopsky. It seemed like for VP, although they were coming in from 2 different angles, you could see the way in which the Buster didn't want to overextend, so he could kind of peek with James at the same time, but Plopsky's been able to isolate both of those fights, give himself 2 1v1s, and completely reset the money line for Virtus.pro. And Ninjas in Pyjamas are just going to be up against a very, very light eco indeed. It's just that single Deagle upgrade. Outside of that, it's USPs out for everyone.
Yeah, Sanji, only hand cannon in play for VP, as NIP may have suffered to the early defeats of the CT camp, but they have managed to turn the situation around and force the issue back on them. All 5 players stacked into the B site. Gamble up to try and ensure that NIP, if they go towards the B play, they can potentially lose quite a lot on their rifles. They're playing towards mid though, so unfortunately it's the nature of a gamble stack. You've gambled on the wrong bomb site this time, guys. They won't realize that until the plant comes through, until the hit comes out. Either way, it's a minute to the clock, and there shouldn't be much resistance from VP.
Well, we saw that Sanji actually pushed forward towards Shortwater, so they're actually going to start the rotate back up to A, and VP have played a very gambly sort of CT side. We've seen a lot of heavy stacks rather than sort of splitting the sites evenly, and NIP's going to be running straight into this.
Whereas with a kill found on Kicker, follow suit on Buster, takes that kill back, double up for Hampus. Bomb plant can be secured here. 1 kill comes through for Sanji, but he doesn't last much longer. Yakinda will burn towards ZTR. And again, only 1 death on the NIP side. 3 all to the board. Virtus.pro back up on the rifles, as the Swedes have chimed in very effectively, very quickly to respond.
And that's what they want. Certainly try and keep this first map close. It is their map pick, so a way to be able to bounce back with 3 rounds in a row. And one thing they haven't quite been able to do just yet is get a strong economy. You see a few players, Hampus, Rez, and Nork, sort of around that 4 or 5k marker. VP, though, taking a little bit more of an aggressive approach, at least around this A contact. We've seen them be really passive in towards the sites, a little bit more pushed up towards the long position and out from the divider area. But it's not a good-looking buy, is it, Jay? Very light with the utility and no kits for this CT side.
Now M4 for Buster Ivor, light on the Fammer. VP will press forward, try punish them regardless. Jamin Yakinda with those opening 2 frags. M4 could get flanked by Plopsky, but that's still a massive start for this CT side. Yeah, Norg will respond towards them and take him down. Orpa Jame again going to try to get to position and try and counter a trade. Got 1 player close towards mid though, and no one has the info on Plopsky. Takes that kill back to a 3-on-3, and now they can hit the A site, no trouble. Virtus.pro will get here very late. They'll have to go for a retake.
Oh, Sanji just pushing straight throughout from that garbage smoke, and now it's just down to a couple of players. Bomb not yet planted here for the T side. Kicker trying to come up from Connector and try and see if he can work together with Buster. Remember, no kits in play for this CT side, but they are close on rotation.
Nork with the AWP back close, needs to catch off someone here from Buster. Back at the dumpster area, shoulder baiting, trying to look for some information. Can't see the CT just yet. Not giving away anything to work with here for the VP side. Smokes go down. Got to act quick again, as you mentioned. No kit in this particular round. Kicker gets that 1 frag and doubles up with the spray. And that Buster can get right on the bomb stick. The 10-second defuse. And VP do make it successful against NIP.
A nice like little bait there play coming out from Buster. We saw that he didn't really overextend from garbage, puts that smoke down, and it goes down not only on top of the bomb, but actually just blinds off that AWP completely of Nork. He's now got to try and fall back as that swing comes in from Kick It from long. A 4th round on a retake coming through from Virtus.pro. Thing is, though, with a couple of players staying alive, it's not going to make the buy awkward, but in terms of how much money is in the reserve, it's going to be quite limited. Sanji going to have to be forced down on an MP9 while the rest of them get rifles forward. NIP, how can they bounce back to maybe tie up the scoreline once again? Yakinda being brought in towards this connector position. Very fast out towards this playground control.
Yeah, much quicker than before for the Ninjas. VP will not try and challenge them here. They've got one player in connector, one player that's pushed up long from the bathrooms entry. Even then, the connector player's down at bottom corner as opposed to top, so he can't really face them in the mid-control.
Oh, timing.
Still facing forward. Oh, he's seen that bomb planter, takes him down. The timing was perfect, as you mentioned, and Yakinda can start this round.
Oh, Rest is already starting to push up towards the A side, but they move back into connector. A couple of kills go the way of Yakinda, but there may be some unknown information. We've seen how many times Plopsky was able just to catch players off guard, and now we're starting to see a fight coming through towards the A side. Sanji really struggling, back to the 3 versus 3, and now even Kickert falls.
Back and forth in this round. Trades going towards one side and then towards the other. They haven't accounted for this long play from the AWP though, and he gets the kill to a 2 versus 2. Did he see the second man? I don't think he caught information. Doesn't matter. The trade will come back to reveal his position, but still James lands his shots. And now looks for Plopsky. 1-on-1. Oh, the USP wins the fight somehow. He's just got to hunt for that bomb, get the defuse. James never should have won that last fight.
I don't know what he's doing, Jay. Like, he's just running out to the open of the site and somehow adjusts onto Plopsky. Was he looking for the kit, looking for the smoke? I'm not sure what he was looking for, but he certainly wasn't looking at Plopsky. Let's have a look at this again. It starts off with Yakinda's hold in connector, gets a couple of kills. The entries are fantastic. Smoke goes down, kill comes through. Oh, I think he's trying to get to the AK. I think that's what he wanted to try and get.
Didn't need it. USP was enough. 5-3, tactical pause called by Virtus.pro, and NIP must be quivering in their boots at that one, knowing that they just got shut down by a pistol. Not even an upgrade pistol at that. Honestly, that's a huge clutch from James. Like, never should have won it. Never should have been a possibility for him.
Yeah.
Oh boy, 5-3, and I mean the buy can still come in from NIP roughly. I mean they've got Deagles for the most part though, so it's a lot more expensive from VP.
Yeah, it's not quite a full force, is it? But it's still quite a buy to come in. I see almost a couple of hero AKs backed up by some pistols with a little bit of money left in the reserve, but yeah, look, that's certainly a big clutch for James, and it's a bit of a response after Plopsky's able to win that 1v2, so you kind of go even in that sense. Virtus.pro looking to try and see if they can build up on this lead. I don't know how NIP try and crack in on round 9, knowing that the buy that they've got, maybe if they try and maybe have a bit of a slow walk out for a monster, that's something we haven't seen from NIP yet.
Nice nade on 2 players, dropping Plopsky and ZTR down 75 or less. They're going to walk out through Monster regardless of that HE though. Kiko thinks he's covered. He better face him now, sees what's going on. Incendiary's come through and put a smoke down to try block them off. They do get the damage together. Still the kill comes in on Buster, so it's actually NIP with the opening kill.
Oh, that was a really decent attempt from NIP to actually not only slow walk out from Monster, but try and draw the CTs into the open, allows them to find that first pick, but they've taken a lot of damage in response. Those 2 players with AKs, look how low Plopsky and Hampus are.
Only player untagged at this stage for the T side is Nork at 100. Next player down at 64. And finally, Rez will fall to Yakinda. 4-on-4 scenario being gained here by the VP side. 25 seconds, and NIP do need to act. Kiko sitting in the midst of the smoke up. Monster gets Plopsky to drop. And Nork cleaning up with the Deagle. Looking back behind the default boxes. Flash is evaded. Yakinda ready for one player to face him. Gets that kill together. Needing to double up and eventually drops that bomb now to one of Hampus. Does get a kill to return, but 7 seconds to plant. The bomb got to do it safely. And the CT's creeping up so quick from all angles. He'll just secure the plant, but he won't have enough time to get away and defend.
Yeah, look, decent rounds, I think, for NIP. Maybe a little bit disappointed they didn't find more damage, considering they already found the opening 5-on-4. But when you've got a couple of hero AKs and just some upgraded pistols, to get 2 kills in a bomb plant, I think you'd be relatively satisfied with it. It does kind of lopside the economy a little bit for Plopsky and Hampus, but they'll still be able to get a buy together. A nice hold coming out from Yakinda towards the APC position, dropping that bomb and at least wasting further time to bring those rotates forward.
3-round difference right now between VP and NIP. The bomb plant being secured enables a reinvestment to come through from the T-side line. Again, pretty heavily tagged up here on several players. Nort making his way straight through the fire. Shut down by Yakinda as well. Damage sustained and the kill comes in pretty easy. Hampus can trade back over towards the B play. Continuing to walk out towards that B site, and Buster thinks he might be there somewhere. Line up that headshot, but can't quite connect it together. Flashback straight up here towards water. Back up needing to be called because ZTR's got that frag. And man advantage for NIP.
Oh, nice take coming in towards the B site for NIP. Again, though, it seems like every single time they've taken some sort of duel, they've just taken a lot of damage in response. Big kill coupler comes in from Plopsky actually onto Jamie Yakinda. And now Sanji's, well, got really no option but just to hold on to that weapon. Nice play, very deep in connector. Almost no one anticipating that from Virtus.pro at all. And although it hasn't been a back and forth game with the rounds being 1J, it certainly does feel like it has been.
Yeah, I agree, you know, like, it's, I mean, I guess the score is
some
still
close rounds. Yeah.
It's only 2 rounds the difference here at this stage. VP clinging on as well. The money's not quite 100% there for them, so that might allow NIP to get even closer towards it. So, just momentum swings back and forth between these two sides. Or we guess we'll cover up Plopsky for free, that's good. Keeping that weapon in play because they can't afford it in this round. VP. Do they want to force a buyback? Do they want to reinstate the war of attrition? I mean, there's a CIS squad, and we've seen how many times those buys can be coming through for them. But it seems like they're going to back off this round.
Yeah, not have too much around it. And you've got to think that maybe that AK could probably be in a position in which they could try and save it into the next round, or maybe have it a little bit more aggressive to at least do some damage. Not have it over towards the lean at B. Instead, bring it over towards the bathrooms control. James taking a little bit of that molly damage. That's going to be heard by the players in con. Oh, hang on. What do you reckon, Jay? What are the chances here for a Zeus kill? Percentage? 10%?
Nah, he's backing off. I'm going to go lower than probably 5. I mean, they're tagged up res, so I mean, there's that damage that's been done. The USP is going to focus on getting the kill, but they do back off in the end, which is a smart call here from VP. James also tagged up, so, you know, can't really face forward anymore. Pistols will start pressing forward, actually. They have isolated a kill on Hampus, in fact. Yekindar getting credited with that one on the short control. Now they've got a second AK to work with.
I'm getting a bit worried. Pretty quickly now. With 2 AKs in play, that Deagle's still out for Yakinda. Only damage done to Jame. Do they keep running into that B site? Now, if they do, that would be a pretty decent read because both of the rifles are up towards A unless a rotation comes in.
Once again, a walkout of Monster. Nork will try and lead that shot. There's 2 players close to side to try and deal with. And Kicker gets a USP kill in for that one. Trade is quick with a 3-on-3 now. NIP tagged up. USP of James starting to lean up here. Player up ahead. We're going to get dealt with. 2 left standing. Plopsky makes it 1. And the Deagle to fall to none. Plopsky with 4 kills. But VP getting away with some serious kills that they absolutely should not have done in that round.
What a T-side half this has been from Plopsky. Not only has he been involved in that big 1v2 clutch for him, but he's just been able to put up a monster amount of kills. 18 and 7 in 11 rounds so far, of only which 5 have been won by NIP. He's really been doing some heavy lifting. You've got to wonder, you know, what more are we going to see from him in the series? We saw this map coming through in CS Summit between the two sides, where NIP only managed 5 rounds in the first half on their T side. They could be pushing that for at least a little bit more.
Only defaults from NIP to set themselves up towards a B play. It probably could be a straight execution. Smoke down towards Monster. They're going to clear things up. They've got a couple more smokes they can use here. Only one of them is actually on the B side. The other one's over towards Long, so Yakinda's going to provide no support whatsoever. Incendiaries, however, are also in play. Re-smoke back from Kicker. Oh, missed. That's not what we want to see. That's going to leave the execution to come in early from NIP. M4 spray through a little bit high on the crosshair placement. Still got a famine here towards short. Gets 1 trade back to a 4-on-4. M4 and his speed has got to swing out wide to get it back. So Molotov might force him back, and in the end he does go falling. But Jame with the AWP to respond to Hampers. So 3v3 situation. The retake is still on here for the CT side.
Yeah, bomb's not even yet planted here for NIP. I'm finally going to go down to ZTR, and James, although we took that shot in Connector, is actually going to start to rotate back up and back up his teammates coming out from heaven, and Graffiti, the UMP up close, tries to back up Yakinda to find a couple of kills, and then James gets involved too. The retake coming in as quick as you like. Virtus.pro getting on that bomb to get that 7th round. But that could have been a very, very different round if that monster smoke would have gone through. Either NIP still would have pushed forward of it, or not pushed until it had to have waited out.
Now, could have changed the complexion of the positions that VP had in that defensive. In that retake, however, all their attention from NIP was drawn up towards heaven, which is exactly where VP was striking down on. All pick on 1, 2, and 4 frags from Yakinda. You talk about Plopsky having a great T half. Yakinda and Jame were the ones that are going ham for VP. A couple of low numbers for the other players, but right now, those guys carrying them out of this pit, getting a 3-round lead.
Yeah, constant multi-kills coming through from both of those players. And look at Yakinda, how aggressive he's getting. Normally you see the AWP posting up towards this party sideline, but it's actually going to be the AK of Yakinda. Not a lot of support. Tri-Peak comes in from Hampus, and now he needs James to back him up.
Smoke back onto the connector control from the CT side, keeping the T's at bay. Oh, reads the angle so well on ZTR. Sees bullets flying in from connector, doing damage, forced to reload. The AWP, James going to back him up because Red's coming in from stairs, gets swung upon, gets taken down, and now 2 left for the T side line. 1 kill for Naught, can respond to Yakinda at last, but 3 have fallen towards mid, maybe another one towards long if James not careful. He's scoped in a bit too fast, and Naught can take a trade.
Yeah, double scope in for Jame and doesn't anticipate or even see that he's actually past that rock control. So the angle just not working out in his favor. Great start for Yakinda and Jame. And look at the information too. Kickett's already been able to get behind. They can start to rotate up towards the side. I would say for Sanji, probably needs to play this really passive. Play the 3 versus 2 rather than try to take a gunfight. Because if he does, that could be the advantage going back in favor of NIP. 35 seconds left on the clock. Not a lot of utility, but NIP, they're still searching for the information and slowly trying to clear out the site.
You asked for a passive angle from Sanji. That's exactly what he's giving us here. A very passive and tight position here towards this bank area. Wraparounds coming in from Kicker. We'll start to set up to the long position, and the 3rd man rotating in from the short control back through connector. He was waiting for a rotation, and no such rotations will come through. So now VP start converging on the A site. They have a kit in for Buster. Kicker's going to fall to a 2 versus 2. North is 3K. Sanji swings, gets that kill in. Plopsky now stands alone. Into the back lines here, to the dumpster area. Spray back, takes that frag, but Sanji quick to reposition and respond, and he will get the round together. 4-8 to the board of VP.
Quite close on that defuse without the kit, but he'll be able to get it forward and get another retake in for Virtus.pro. It almost feels like, Jay, that when NIP are in post-plants positions, that's where VP really starts to shine. Yes, I suppose you can make the point that in the majority of them, they have had some sort of advantage, whether it's been the weaponry or it's been the amount of players still alive on the server. But a tactical pause now coming in from the Swedes, and look, you can understand it, right? It seems like this powerhouse duo of Yakinda and Jame, while they weren't alive in the late rounds, look at the damage they found. Even the reads coming through between the 2 of them, they almost shut that round down just by themselves.
Tactical call for Ninjas this time around, their first of this matchup. VP had theirs when they regained the lead earlier in that 1v3 clutch for Jame. Now it's an appropriate time for NIP to call it because they've just lost the half. Virtus.pro winning out on the CT side of the Swedish map pick. What's the play here? Nork's got enough money to buy a rifle. They've already got a UMP for ZTR and a Galil for Rez, so there'll be a couple of issues when it comes to the setups overall. Is Nork going complete block in this one? Okay, he does go back and buy his weapon. Okay. that pop, imagine if you went into this round completely eco though and didn't realize. Like, just imagine trying to pull out the rifle, like, hang on, I haven't got one.
Well, at least he's been able to get back in time and the buy period's not expired, because otherwise that could have been quite disastrous. But look, Plopsky dealing with one of the hard hitters from Yakinda. Great start coming through. And it really feels like between Yakinda, Jame, and Plopsky, like, those 3 guys are just consistently big elements for their respective teams.
Yeah, I think the kill feeders belong to them and only them, if you will. James jumps facing off by Plopsky, who makes it a triple. Not quite able to hold off. Eventually gets traded back by Sanji, who lines up 3 of his own. And the bomb plant can be secured to the default position. Kicker now left standing for the retake here. He's not been the most flashy player again, as I mentioned. It's been Jame and Yakinda being the heavy lifters for VP. Now they back off away from position here. The T-side knowing that this bomb's been opened up for them. Sanji with a serious 3K that might bolster up their positions. But Kicker is taking his sweet time with this. No smoke, a flash and a HE. Defuse kit is on him, but he's got to try and force the kills on Norca and ZTR before they can really go for the defuse, and he doesn't fancy his chances here. Peeking up, grabbing an AWP, backing off the save hit. It will be a stick for the T-side.
I think it makes a lot of sense just to hold on to that AWP. Like, while the retakes have been successful, the risk is just not worth the reward. And he goes down, there's no money. I mean, look, there's no money as it is anyway. Single round loss bonus completely reset. They're going to have to force going into round 15 as it is. NIP trying to keep the scoreline as close as possible. This shot. Oh, what a banger.
Pure beauty, as some would say.
Yeah, I would say that.
Deagles and PT-50s in for Buster and Sanji for this force back on the VP side. That AWP is going to bolster them to at least afford the other 2 rifles. Would have been much weakened without the save call there, so good call from VP.
No,
and now Hampus moving up, gap in that smoke, hunting for a CT player that might overextend, but no one's going to give him that opportunity. They're going to walk out Monster once again here. They've been really good at doing so. The Kicker is going to put those nades up and just try hold the position. Hampus swings, gets a headshot, continues to spray against the 2 players boosted up on top of the default boxes, but doesn't get kills against either of them.
Yeah, even relatively blind. That's great crosshair placement coming out from Hampus to find that first pick. And, well, Lakinda's at least going to overextend out from Shortwater to turn it back to a 4v4. A lot of map presence coming through, and I like this position coming out from Rez. Tried slow walk in towards the A side, beat the rotations if possible, but no. He's actually started to slow it down. This allows the opportunity for some of the pistol players to come up, and even Yakinda, he might start to hear the footsteps. Oh, he's going to know they're running away from B, at least for 1 player.
And that's good because the stack already from VP has set itself up towards the site, centralized. 1 player in connector that could catch off ZTR, depending on how he faces. Or shot from Jame connects and takes him down. And now the long players put the smokes up. They realize what's coming in for them. Sanji with his eagle back at the site. Is he going to dime anybody? Oh, that flick on the first man. Back to the second. Only does tag damage. Popsky comes up with 2 frags. And the Orpa Jame can't connect. They're in the back of the A site. And Yakinda moves up towards the bathrooms now to try find an entry way in the back. Sees his man, but Yakinda lands the headshot. And Plopsky now back behind the dumpster barrel here at the back control. Flash in, flick, back spray connects to Yakinda, and now it's all on Jame. The AWP is not Jame time for him, as once again, the USP takes a clutch for his favor. 2K to his name, defuse for VP, and they win the half 9-6 as we head towards the break. NIP have some serious catching up to do.
Pieces of something, always you and me, trying to be weightless. And I know it feels like a light years in the making. Up, 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 1,000 miles of luck. Don't look down, we made it. Feet far off the pavement, and we go up, up, up. 1,000 miles of luck. Oh no, we stay understated. Pressure feels amazing. Just the dust, just the sand, just the motion of your hand. Travel lightly, just your hype man. Just the one, just a believer. I don't care, I see you loading up my mind. Place me on the sidewalk. Fair enough, oh yeah. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. Like we're the 2 surviving pieces of something. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. Yeah. And I know It feels like light years in the making. Up, up, up. 1,000 miles of luck, yeah. Don't look down, we made it. Feet far off the pavement. When we go up, up, up. 1,000 miles of luck, oh no. We stay understated. Pressure feels amazing. Just the dust, just the sand, just the motion of your hand. Just the dust, just the sand, yeah, yeah. Travel like traveling. Just the dust, yeah, just the sand. Hey, yeah, just the dust, just the sand, just the dust, just the sand. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. Like we're the two surviving pieces of something. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. And I know it feels like light years in the making. Oh, duh, 1,000 miles of luck. Don't look down, we made it. Feet far off the pavement, and we go up.
Only 3 rounds that separate these two squads, but VP are leading above NIP on the Swedish map pick of Overpass regardless. And if they're good enough, they could well take it over against them one more time. At least NIP have a bit of a better scoreline compared to their previous result against VP on Overpass. But they look towards their CT half to try and see if they can shut it back down. A lot of players can connect. And Polsky, with the great reads on the T side positions, will take Kick down through the smoke. Kick things off well for the CT forces, and Molotovs will go down to allow the bomb plant to come through. No utility left for VP, but it's a 4v4 retake up.
Great trading coming back and forth from both sides, and VP are actually taking the aggressive approach, trying to force forward in towards Graffiti, but it's more kills coming back now in favor of the CT side. Yakinda and James need to work together, and James is so incredibly low, just down to 1 point of health, and now it's all down to Yakinda, caught off from heaven, and NIP get the retake together. What a start that was from Plopsky, opening up the Condor, getting a kill straight through smoke. Bomb plant goes down for VP so they can force the issue, but a great retake for NIP.
Yeah, very efficient as well, coming in with those kills very quickly and effectively. Again, first start from Plopsky, so well read to make Kick down. He had no idea. I don't even think Plopsky even knew. I think he was just blind firing and predicted it well enough to get that first headshot in on the first bullet. For NIP, it's a pistol that could still equalize things for the CT side. A bit of a ways to go here as the conversions are also set in. VP did get a bomb plant, so they can force the issue. Could also save the weaponry and try and play for a bit of a better rifle round. That's to be decided, though, is technical pause.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't go on for too long. But yeah, look, you've got to think, right, for NIP, if they can rely on Plopsky to do some heavy lifting again with the kill counts, then NIP could be right in to try and bring this map in their favor and start to build up a bit of a lead. Try and close out the scoreline first of all, but really he's getting like closer and closer to 30 kills. He's currently 27. He got 1 in that pistol round. And for Virtus.pro, you've got to think too, like certainly for their T side basis, I think we need to see more coming out from some of the other players, right? Like Buster's had a bit of a quiet game. Kickett's been relatively quiet. Sanji's looked okay. It's mainly been sort of like James and Yakinda, though, that have been the big guys. But hopefully we'll get a reset on that HUD, because no, I don't think Plopsky's playing on the T side.
That would be fun, though. The ultimate heel turn of Katowice. Straight up for Hampus as he looks down range to try to catch up his first player. Sanji pressing forward with his teammate. It's Kicker that kicks things off, however. Gets that kill with a Tech 9 spamming through on ZTR. Hampus has an SMG that he can boost up to position. Try and hunt for a frag or two, but no. They back off as the bomb plant's going to be secured here. 5 versus 4. Do NIP want to go for this? I mean, there's still plenty of firepower for the T side, and there's only one kit in play for Norg. He better not go down if they're not careful here. Molotov's on shore, going to suppress for even longer. Finally, a trade back from Yakinda is going to be found, but they need to press forward here. AUG and Fama coming in, kick up back behind the wall here over at the jungle position. Sees two, gets taken down as he gets nothing back for it. Stands with the Eagle, taps through. Tech 9 coming back. Sands going to get dealt with. Buster here towards the bomb planter, but no, can't deny it. They've got to get back on with the kit, and they will be able to do so. Plenty of time for NIP to take an ace.
Yeah, look, good retake there. It did get slowed down quite a lot, especially with the utility that came in from short, but they didn't panic under the pressure, and they make sure that that kit is the one that gets onto the bomb straight away, and they get the retake together. Virtus.pro, do they force again? Knowing sort of the CIS team that they are, yeah, okay. We saw how much damage they were actually able to do in that last round with the bomb plan, but it's not quite what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a straight force, but instead it's a little bit of a half-buy with hero AKs.
Now Sandy's dropped his teammates' weapons. I'm going to assume he's the guy that bought the AKs. He's on $1,000. Maybe someone else also dropped one of them. Gem and Yakinda playing the head Kevlar hero AK setup on 2 players, so... As Jane peeks in, he doesn't find anything, and he's going to pass that AK back to Buster, which is another interesting component. I mean, he's got no head Kevlar, so I don't know what the thinking is here from VP.
Don't you worry. At least if they deliver, then we don't have to worry about the thinking. 1 round the difference for VP in the lead. And I wonder if NIP are almost expecting some sort of buy, right? Like, we saw a bomb plan in the pistol, we saw one in the anti-eco. Now, even though VP didn't win either of those rounds, they are still having a somewhat heavy investment into round 18, rather than just completely sort of ecoing it out with a couple of upgraded pistols to get the rifles forward into round 19. Very silent, too, for this T side. If they could try and jiggle peek onto Hampus, they've at least got the info that he's playing in con.
Five also AK. Buster wins the fight on Rez. Good start now. As a follow-up from Yakinda comes through towards Long, and they get those 2 picks, 5 versus 3. Well, maybe this fight could still work out from VP. Buster getting a bit too overly aggressive. Plopsky almost takes him down. Nade missing out there towards the dumpster entrance. The bomb plant can be secured, and just now NIP are stacking themselves up for the retake here. 2 kits in, lack of utility though, and lack of entries into the site means that they're going to back off and save their weapons, and VP have pulled this round off.
Yeah, and they've even got Kick It as a late lurk. If they do any more damage in terms of the saving players, then this is really going to limit what NIP have left. Kick It doesn't expect ZTR to already be in a big off angle towards the lower side. Hampus and Plopsky just trying to hold out towards left side Graffiti. What a round from VP. And look, I mean, it was one of those buy strategies where you look at it and you go, okay, it makes a little bit of out of a sense and how much money they've got, how much money they can afford. But a huge successful round, they're able to pick up an AUG as well. They keep those 2 AKs in play, and they turn really an eco half-buy into a round victory.
I just want to draw your attention to the kill counts over on the CT side while we have a tactical pause coming in from NIP.
Yeah.
You talked about the great T side that Plopsky had a little bit earlier in the first half. It's carried over to the CT half. He's almost on a 30 bomb, which
he's
it is impressive considering that some of his teammates haven't even hit 10 kills on that CT side. And I mean, you want to talk about a hard carry? I think that's it right there, you know?
He posted, what, 26 at the end of the first half, and he's added another 3 in the second. Yeah, he's been quite involved, to say the least, in this opening map. Probably hoping for a little bit more assistance and support from some of his other teammates. But I suppose VP are in a similar camp. Like, you're seeing some low numbers from Buster and Kick It, while it's really Yakinda, Sanji, and James who's having a really big game. But they are quite keeping it very close when it comes to the scoreboard. Only 10 rounds to 8. Double digits now coming through for the Virtus.pro squad. And for NIP, even saving onto 3 of those weapons, still really struggled to get a buy together in round 19, at least a solid-looking one.
Flashes into the monster position for Plopsky. Not going to allow an entry for the CT side. He's just trying to stop them from making a way up. VP setting up the smokes towards heaven. The flashbang. So they're ready for Sanji. Turning away as they walk out. A monster counter smoke comes back from the CTs with counter flashes as well. That will blind them off. Buster into sight. There's a kill for Kicker. Close NTR gonna catch off one out towards the toxic barrels. 2 for 1 trades on Sanji, Jame and Nork. Buster turns that off straight towards Nork once again. And Rez, well, he's back on the A site, just barely getting into the rotation positions and now just forced to go back and save.
Yeah, look, NIP are crumbling even further now. Like, they're in a situation where they had a scrappy buy, they've got to save, but what... I don't want to say what hope do they have going forward, but how can they get more involved in this game? Because now we're in a position where VP are now starting to extend their lead further. They put another T-side round up. They bring their advantage up to 3. And then NIP are going to be on really a harsh eco off the basis of this FAMAS. There is not a lot of money here. Even kind of surprised Rez is going this aggressively to look for an exit kill. I think they're just going back towards playground and just making sure there's absolutely no chance that FAMAS can't get dropped is the best outcome. Virtus.pro, though, trying to get closer and closer to 16. Remember, we have seen in the head-to-heads 4-0 up for VP in 2 previous best-of-3s. They could be on to at least take their opponent's map pick to start this one off, to qualify to the group stage of IEM Katowice.
NIP, as you mentioned, in the wider context of this series, are set to lose this map and their map pick will fall out of favor. And going into Dust 2 as well for VP, it's like, mate, you've got no chance against this team on Dust 2.
It gets rougher.
NIP, yeah, NIP are going to have a real rough time in this round as well. The USP is out across 4 players. You mentioned the hard eco going to come through. They have no choice in the matter. They've just got to bolster that money for another good rifle round because the rifles are where they've got to beat out VP. Like, you know, you're not going to win against them and against the AKs when you have, you know, upgrade pistols that maybe you could, maybe there's an opportunity, but the way that VP have, you know, just such control over themselves, they'll know exactly how to deal with upgrade pistols. And right now they're playing away from the T-side line. Sanji, snap bomb off, does get the kill on Hampus. That was a bit of a bait play that could have found a frag, but the USP, again, just not powerful enough here.
Yeah, Sanji with that Krieg. And Rez falling back to Divider with the FAMAS. And Virtus.pro starting to put a lot of emphasis around this A take. And Rez actually going to over-aggress to take Buster out. So 4v4, decent trade comes through for the city side.
That Molotov burn away from Divider so we can escape back and look towards mid, but so far it's just that 1 kill found for the CT side. And Yekindar's going to clear out long to ensure that nobody else is going to be back here for the CT camp. That bomb's going to rotate all the way back through T-Con as well, and Nork starting to extend. If nothing else, he's going to get a bunch of information, and Plopsky's going to have to run away because they hear the footsteps coming in. He was pushed aggressive past that monster position, and now he rotates away now to join the B-side defense as Nork continues to press around the corner. What's this flank going to find? Just information. Is he on for a kill or 2? Molotov's in. The AWP has no idea about this. Facing from 1 player, damage is going to get done, and indeed Nork does shut down the bomb planter. It's a 3-on-3 with a rifle picked up. They're stuck in the door out towards Squeaky. And Paykin for Nork trying to see if he can find his next strike. No, kill found 10 seconds. 1 player towards water, and Rez comes in with the barricade, kills back 6 seconds. Got to get these kills real quick. Kicker gets 1, has no info on ZTR. ZTR's going to wait and bait. The USP's going to win it. They've gone away with an eco and a post-round frag as Kicker falls and NIP take 9.
Well, I think that's probably the most embarrassing round I think we've seen from any team so far in day 1, Jay. That is an awful round from Virtus.pro. What a play from NIP. They just work with the information. We saw Plopsky was able to push up really aggressively towards T-Con. He ends up falling back, and then instead, Nork is the one that pushes through connector, hearing those footsteps, gets that wraparound play, and just wasting so much time. Incredibly slow for VP up against the USPs, and the single FAMAS. It was only the FAMAS that got that 1 pick. That was all that really came through from that FAMA.
A low timer for VP, running that clock out to nothing as a result of their T-side. Here we are with another fast player, can try and change the pace once again. 2 for 2 trades will come back at the T-side. 3-on-3, that bomb's been left towards T-spawn though. They might make a spirit mistake. NTR back in the cut of water here at water, gonna have to adjust against 1 player. Nork can trade back on Sanji to a 2-on-2. Jamie's extremely low HP, and now the last man left as Rez picks up Kicker, and he's got to rotate back to go ahead and grab that bomb.
Oh no, the mistakes are just spiraling here for VP. If you're going to commit that fire into the site, you've got to bring the bomb with you. Still very winnable for James if he's able to sort of really isolate these 1v1s, but picking up that bomb, wrapping away from long. If he comes from long, especially if he starts walking when he gets close to the site, they shouldn't be able to hear him from Graffiti and Jungle, so there is a chance at least for a bomb plant. Get a bit of insurance money forward.
Bonus cash in hand. Let's see what he can do against these two players. Everyone's tagged heavily.
Ooh.
He gets that one kill in against Nork. Rez will trade it back. Grab onto the round here for NIP. Gonna go back for that AWP. I also believe they're on the B-bomb site. Trying to get a bit close with the kit in play. Should be able to secure the round regardless here for Virtus.pro. NIP. We're 10 now. Within one of the VP lead of this stage. The CT side starting to pick things up here. Maybe it might not be too late to win this map outright. VP have struggled over the course of this T side. Only 2 rounds in it. Another tactical will come through from NIP to make sure they don't get overzealous.
It's very surprising to see NIP actually taking these tacks over VP when you consider who's been more dominant in the second half. One more left. And you wonder what sort of the communication's like here for NIP, what they're discussing in this sort of situation. Because, like, they have looked like they've been the better team, certainly on the CT side. Get that AWP over to Nork, buy around it. Money's going to be somewhat skewed. VP, though, it's even worse for them. They're going to have to be on an eco. Even with that bomb plant that James got down in the 1v2, still not enough to force an issue. Maybe something a little bit quicker. They tried that over at the B site the last round, but they kind of left the bomb.
Yeah, again, that time we're going to stall them for a little bit as a result of just that bomb being back over towards the T-spawn. And again, they made the Spirit mistake. Don't want to try and do that again. This time a monster default coming in from VP, and they have picked up the bomb and pushed it out to this position, so can go for a fast play in with these pistols. A half buy coming through from the VP side. No choice in the matter because the money's not quite there. Still, Hampus will pick up the opening kill on Sandry. Edge of the smoke, up a connector. Frag found, and VP, once again, they back off.
And we saw an opening nade stack coming through from VP. Looked like they backed away from Monster, but they're actually going back in for a little bit of a second crack at it. A lot of utility still for NIP to work with in terms of counter utility. A flash in to maybe just try and dive them in towards a B side. There's going to be 3 players here, though, on the City defense.
Flashing in, allowing his teammates to peek in from the short control. ZTR takes 2 frags. Can't quite make it a third. In the end, he does, actually. So plenty of money gained by that UMP with the bomb out over the T ramp. And Kicker with only 10 points of health to recover this round in a 1 versus 5 situation. This should be 11-all for NIP. As Virtus.pro, they have fought valiantly to defend their lead, but it's all been in vain so far. They'll have 1 rifle round to re-extend it. Try and pull away from the ninjas in pajamas.
Yeah, look, NIP don't need to go hunting here at all. They know that he's on an eco. Kickit needs to kind of make sure that he's going down, right? Time is very low. Might just want to try and dive into B. Getting closer to 10 seconds on the clock. Shots coming through. Ooh, Tech9 actually does find 1 kill onto Nork, so they do make the round worth it somewhat because they're able to get a pick. But 11-11, we're tied up, and I really didn't think that, like, although over in the first half it was relatively close, I thought once the pistol and conversion was going to be won here from VP, that it was really going to start leaning their way. But we've got a tied up scoreline very late into the second half, and a chance for NIP to actually take back a lead.
Now double ops in for Rez and Nork. Incendiaries cross the map here as the defaults get set in for the NIP CT side. 2 Galils for Virtus.pro. Decon contact from 1 player as Sanji tries to hold down underpass and try to deal with Hampus past this smoke. The smoke will siphon both players off from each other, so there will not be any real kills that can go their way. Yakinda starts things off great. ZTR taken out first and foremost. Swing back to the second man. No, Plopsky can trade, but Kicker's there for a quick response. 1 player on short's now going to be the last player left on his B-side defense. But VP taking those 2 kills and backing off. They could try play to a different angle on the map.
I suppose with Kickit so low that they don't want to just continue pushing into B and just keep fighting. At least this way they hold on to the advantage and now start to get map presence elsewhere. Decent start out for Yakindo. I think he was even flashed in, just spraying wildly out from Monster on a slow walk. And then they just kind of commit together, him and Kick It. NIP, though, do they have the right read? I mean, they've got 2 players over towards the B site. They've rotated Rez up very passively in towards Bank with the AWP, playing really as passive as one can be. James got no utility to sell it on a B fake, but he's going to be lurking around this Monster position.
Flashing from Hampus, going to try and look for the player out here. He's going to continue firing away, trying to see if he can get the trades back. Or at least just continue the lurk play and try to draw their attention towards that B site, because the A is going to be the hit. Smokes down, the AWP of Red is going to be suppressed out towards Bank. The Molotov will try to drive him away. Kiko going to go for a plant in the smoke. I believe that's open for the default position. Smokes on, Rez suppressed even further by utility. Hampus going to start closing in the gap to the backlines. One player in connector could be a bit of a problem. And Jane rotates out position. His back's going to be turned, though. He thinks there's nobody out here. Hampus could be on to take those kills, or at least get that kill to trade it to a 3 versus 3. But NIP are deciding to back off. They're not going to face VP on this retake. They want to hold on to these weapons because the money's still a little bit tight for them. It does mean that the T's will maintain the lead.
That was awkward timing from both teams, right? Like, for example, for Jame, if he stays a little bit longer, then he probably gets that pick onto Hampus, at least seeing him start to relocate from Shortwater. And then for Hampus, if he would have seen Jame and vice versa, then they might have actually gone for that retake if they connect that 3v3 together. And VP, though, it was a nice play over towards A, and certainly with the AWP passive, they didn't look to really get over to, like, too over-aggressive on the site. They force in the boast plan in through that smoke and start to push in towards garbage, but not really trying to hunt down the AWP. NIP just opting to go for the save. The kills continue to spiral up for Plopsky. 32 now out for the NIP squad.
And we're locked in for Rez and Nork, straight up and out, down towards the water. Position, leg shot only connects, does not get the kill to Kiko. That's such a good start, but only going so far with it. Nork can actually follow suit with a kill on the other side of the map in the mid control. Yakindar to drop. And second player out towards the bathroom, swings in, forces Nork off angle. He still gets a tag, so a lot of damage done to VP, losing amount of advantage as well.
Ooh.
But Buster with his swing gets the trade back to evens, and it looks like VP want to play fast into the A play for this.
Yeah, this is super aggressive coming out for VP. Hampus struggling to get the taps through, but it's that opening damage from a couple of leg shots with the NWP that I think could be the big difference maker here for NIP. Sanji relatively low, Kicker even lower, and Hampus still wanting to try and overextend. And lack of information now as VP start to make it very silent and slow it down.
30 seconds remaining. Kick out moving up with the Galil to the backline's going to grab that bomb. Start pressing forward towards the A site. They've got one player extending out towards long here from Hampus. He's going to get shut down by Jame, expecting him. Takes him down, now leaving it all on Rez with that AWP to the back of the side. Gets that one kill. Flash in to try and force him off angle. That'll be semi-successful. Secondary flash allows Sanchez to make his way around the corner. AWP so close towards him, he has absolutely no idea. And Plopsky has his AWP backed up. 3 versus 2. Bomb on a site now dropped here by the M4. And Jame with a hell of a task to clutch this one against NIP again. 10 seconds remaining. Isolates that one player, but no. Plopsky makes it 3 kills and makes it 12 rounds.
Jeez, what a hold up towards A site. We see Rez playing out from Bank, sort of not struggling with the AWP, but finding connections and just continuing to fall back to then go into the trap of Plopsky out from Truck. 3 kills from him with the M4. And Virtus.pro are struggling here in this T-side half. They've kept it close, they've kept it very minimal, but their lead is getting shorter and shorter. It's now to a tied-up scoreline. Do they go for something a little bit quicker? Could be a straight rush, at least to get into this short control.
Smoke on that Molotov. Kicker will start facing with the AWP. Nades up on the short control from the CT side. Don't do any damage. They haven't extended that far here for VP. But this looks to be a straight short commitment from the T-side line. Rez watching him, hoping for a boost to come through from somebody here in the T-side. They're going to peek in from short, look towards the toxic barrels, look towards the site. Flashes in, Plopsky blinded off, smoke down. ZTR still lines up 2 kills. Then comes up with the AWP, player at water, not going to be detected. Kicker can find the trade to a 3-3, and now leans up, looks back towards Red. Red gets the kill to return turn burst back from Yakinda, trying to find the trade, and indeed he does. 2-on-2 situation. Flash from Jane will allow Yakinda to make his way towards the site. Smokes also go down to buy a bit of breathing room, a cover on the cross. Will they go for the B plant here? I think they will.
Yeah, not faking it out, not trying to draw the CTs out into the open. 2 versus 2, and it's down to the 2 big stars up for VP, Yakinda and Jame, to hold off in the post plant. Hampus and Nork trying to work together. Now there is a Keaton playing a little bit of utility. Missed AWP shot out from Jame, and now Yakinda's trying to connect onto the shot. Jame onto the AWP, finds the connection up towards heaven, and now it's all down to Hampus. They chuck the weapons back over to one another. Now the AWP back in the hands of Yakinda. And Hampus running out of time, might just opt to go for the save here, Jay, and I think that's the right call. Backing off to save onto that M4. The money's just not there for NIP. Oh, can he get the orb?
You grab the orb at least, or grab a big green gun, keep that one into the next round. But 13 for Virtus.pro. Again, they just managed to just defend the lead by the skin of their teeth. NIP have constantly kept this one at evens towards the end of the game. But it is a lead for the T side, and they keep a hold of the AWP. They can have a bit of a scrappy buy here from the T side. The same can be said for the CTs as well. Lopsided with several players being on $4,000, but even Norks on $1,400. So single rounds a loss bonus for both sides. Technical pause coming in. I imagine this to be for VP. They took a tech pause a little bit earlier on in the second half. Hopefully it gets resolved just as quickly once again, but a lot of resting right now on momentum.
It depends on the risk here for NIP. There is a really decent shout for a force buy. You've got the AWP in, you've got a fair bit of cash behind you, but it's the potential of the reset, right? They win this round, VP are forced on double eco status, right? 1,400 loss bonus by the time they buy into Galils or SMGs or whatever it will be. There's not going to be any money in the reserve. So NIP force, they win, they tie it up 13-13, double eco, they win that, they could be up for 15-13. So it depends on the risk here. Do they want to put it all on this one round, or they want the safe approach? They save here, they'll be able to buy next round, no problem. Yeah, maybe there might be a little bit of difficulty coming in from Nork, considering that he's only on 1,400, but if they keep the AWP in play from Hampus, then at least they could chuck that AWP over. There's plenty of options. It depends on which one NIP want to work with.
Well, the tech pause transitions into a tack pause. NIP using their last of this map up. What's the call here? Of course, they're going to have to force the issue in against the VP side, down to double eco status.
They are forcing.
NIP going to play for overtime or to deny everything from here on out. What can they do to change the tide of the matchup here? How are they going to be able to adjust against VP? Galil's in for a couple of players. AWP out for Jame, of course, standard rifles. A scrappy buy again, as I mentioned, from VP. I mean, both sides are on a scrappy buy, so it is what it is.
Oh, wallbang.
Hampus going to go for the wallbang. Is he going to connect anything? First shot not connecting, and he just backs off.
Tries his luck, but no, it doesn't quite come through. Virtus.pro going quite quickly into getting some of this short control, something they tried in that last round. No nades coming in, no HGs up for grabs for NIP. Boost coming in, actually making a lot of noise. So I wonder if NIP are actually expecting this. It doesn't actually quite come through. Gamble stack out towards the B side. Could be the right read here for the CTs.
One player on the short position, Plopsky, SMG, close range. Ready to receive several coming out of the gate here, but Virtus.pro being very proddy about their attacking force towards the B site. Actually, a monster walk will come through. We saw this a lot from NIP, but not so much from VP. Usually supported by some amount of utility. Flashbang comes in, sees one man, spray through, forces him on Mango, not going to kill. Player over at ramp, that's the AWP that takes the kill on one. Deagle and Jame coming back and forth. Hampus keeps it at 3-on-2, and ZTR with his M4 up close. Incendiary drives one man back. The bomb still close towards the site, sees a player, spots his back, can't line up the headshot, going to flank in.
No way.
But ZTR checked it! Jame drops that bomb. His patience would have been a virtue in any other scenario, but here and now it costs them big time.
Oh, it does. It really does. And especially if Buster can't get this bomb plan in, the money's going to be awful for VP. What a round for NIP. And you could see what Jane was trying to get there. He realizes if he waits, he gets a couple of kills, they're at the advantage. But no, he waits too long, plays with his food, and ZTR turns around. Shame must be so frustrated with that. And now for Virtus.pro, they're reset. They're going to have to force buy.
Just like NIP did in the last one, except Tech 9s and a Mac 10. Much worse for the Virtus.pro camp. They're on double eco status fallen through, and they're going to rush out. Monster hammers, second shut it down, takes that one. Kinder with two massive headshots on the Tech 9. Now ZTR gets involved. Here towards default. TK with Buster though. He's taken out Kinder, brought it back to a 3 versus 3, and ZTR close to the site, playing in the midst of the smoke. When's he going to clear? Can he deny the bomb planter? He hears it coming through, but he's going to wait and bait and wait for backup to get to position. So T's trying back off from the site itself. ZTR escapes towards water and now resets himself to a backstanding 3 versus 3 retake. Now Rez spam through, tag blow alongside ZTR is at 21 points of health. Sanji with a Tech 9 waiting for someone to come out towards Rap Control. Tap on a headshot, takes that one player. Back turn, Rez can trade it. James can respond. Nork now left alone in a 1 versus 2. He gets that first frag, but now Buster here to defend the bomb itself. They're not on the defuse. It's just about enough time to get the kit. And Nork tapping one shadow scene, gets that kill. Has he got time for this though? It's down to the last second for this defuse, but it's coming through for him. 14 to NIP.
What a round! What a retake coming out from Nork. The 1 versus 2 on 2 HP. Buster should not have committed there. Oh my goodness, what a game we are seeing. The entries out from Yakinda from Monster were so filthy, so damn quick with that Tech 9. And you thought for a moment in that 3v3 that the post plant may have just had it. And VP are going in for a half buy in round 28. A hero AK again for Yakinda.
And for the first time, I believe, NIP have taken a lead above VP here on Overpass. Pistols one up by the CIS squad since then. NIP have held us to evens, but never really been able to gain a lead above this side. And that bomb plant bolstering another half buy round from Virtus.pro. A hero AK set for Yakinda. Playing out towards Long as he tries to hunt for a kill back on the bathroom's entrance, but no one going to be seen. NIP not going to give away the ghost here in round 28.
Oh, good tap though coming in for Yakinda, and that's a start for VP. That might start to now scramble the rotations from NIP. They seem like they're pretty rock solid on keeping this 2-2 split. I see Plopsky quite aggressive with that MP9 towards Shortwater. ZTR as well, ready with a smoke out, playing out from Pillar. VP going to rush into B though.
Incendiary down, Plopsky a takeout, kick out. Their B defensive is locked out pretty well. ZTR lands his last bullet on Sanji in the midst of the smoke. He will fall. 4 versus 3 SMG out. Trying to spray back into the planter. Kinder can respond towards it, but ZTR still on the frags. It's Shame alone with the AK picked up the bomb out in the open, can recover it. But now needs to get it to the site for a plant, and Nook's not having any of that. Map point for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Virtus.pro have fought hard against this side to try and turn this map over their favor, but it looks like the Swedes are coming out on top.
It looks like the first time that the cores and head-to-heads of NIP are actually going to be able to take a map in a best-of-3 series. What a recovery this has been from NIP. They've really been grinding these rounds in the secondary half. Virtus.pro have got a somewhat decent buy together. I know Sanji's going to be obviously very limited considering the hero AK investment in that last round, but one more for NIP to win their map pick of Overpass and to go into Dust 2 with a massive positive.
Sanji, we got this AK dropped in that Hampus able to take apart for the first frag down here to the connector underpass control. Nade stack in. Damage done to Sanji, but doesn't get the frag on him. Just down to 82 points of HP. Kickout's hoping someone extends out from the sweep door, but nobody does. Hammers go back towards top context, a secondary frag, but not quite the triple. Jane Dink down to 6 HP though, so NIP doing stellar stuff here in the 29th.
Oh, look at the damage that they've done. Already getting a couple of opening picks. Hampus doing lovely work from Connector, and even dinking down onto Jane. Starting to go a little bit more passive at the B site. ZTR and Plopsky Not like playing this as a retake setup, but maybe just allowing that post plant to go through.
They cut down to 38 HP. Flashing in, Incendiary's back bomb plant not going to be secured. Kicker actually gets a kill back on the ZTR, so 3-on-3 retake coming in as the plant is secure, but again, such low HP for two players on that T side. Kicker and Jam are going to be the real problem children. Sanji got to do the heavy lifting here. The AK down at water, smokes down towards short control. Kicker is siphoned off from the site, but he's focusing so heavily on the connected control. Sees the head of one man, can't quite take it down. Sanji focusing ahead. Two CTs inbound, one kill's found. Trade back on Kicker, but North strikes, and James left alone. 2 kills to his name, stalling for time, swinging a hit comes through, and Rez just gets the kill, just gets the defuse. NIP have a 16-13 win on the first map of the best of 3, one up above Virtus.pro.